Dear students, today I have come to you with a new item of this chapter, Audit Report, Unit 5, Auditing and Assurance paper of 4th semester BCom. And today's topic is Types of Audit Report. I have already explained to you what is audit report. I told that audit report is the opinion of the auditor on the books of account and the control systems of the organization. After he has checked everything, then he gives his own judgment, own opinion, that is audit report. Today, I'll be discussing with you the various types of audit report. So, mostly the audit reports are of 4 types. I'm telling you that. Number 1, unqualified audit report. You please write unqualified audit report. This is also known as clean audit report. Clean means good. Unqualified audit report is clean audit report. Number 2, qualified audit report. Qualified audit report. Number 3, adverse audit report. ADVERSE, adverse audit report. And the next is disclaimer audit report. Disclaimer, DISCLAIMER, disclaimer audit report. So mostly these are the 4 types of audit reports. Number 1 is actually good and others are actually in the side of negativity is there. Let me explain one by one. Unqualified audit report. There may be only a question, what do you mean by unqualified audit report? And there may be what are the different types of audit report. Anyway, let me explain what is unqualified audit report. Dear students, although it seems to be something negative here, but it is very positive audit report. Unqualified audit report is clean audit report. When the auditor gives a positive opinion on the matters contained in the audit report, it is said unqualified audit report or clean audit report. Fine? Unqualified audit report or clean audit report. Positive opinion of the auditor is in this report. An auditor should express an unqualified audit report when it concludes that financial statements give true and fair view of the state of affairs and financial position, and the preparation and presentation of financial statements are in proper order. Then he gives this unqualified audit report. Means good. Okay, remember that way. What are the implications of unqualified audit report? Let me tell you very briefly, then you will understand what is unqualified audit report. There are some implications, some points to be noted. Number 1, the financial statements are prepared according to accounting principles, GAAP, and all accounting standards, everything is followed properly. This is number 1. Number 2, the financial statements comply with relevant statutory and requirements and regulations. Whatever legal requirements, statutory requirements are there, whatever regulations are there, everything is followed properly. In this, then it is given unqualified audit report. And then number 3, there is adequate disclosure of material matters and proper presentation of financial statements. Means whatever is material, whatever is important, all these things are properly disclosed and the preparation of financial statements are in order. So this is unqualified audit report. Means everything is all right here. This is the best audit report you can say. There is no doubt, no problem here. So you have understood what is unqualified audit report, right? Is good one. Number 2, qualified audit report. Seems to be a good one, but this is carrying some negative points. So I'll tell you in very brief what is qualified audit report. When the auditor gives some reservations, he gives the opinion but with some reservations. He said this subject to this, it is okay. Means some problems are there. That is known as qualified audit report. I am giving an example. Audit report may be this way. I am just reading the line. Subject to such matters, I report that accounts give true and fair view. So auditor is saying accounts give true and fair view, but subject to some points are there. Some points are not regular. Some points are there's some problems are there. Little bit of problems are there, but still okay. Fine. Audit report is good and financial statements give true and fair view. It should be noted that the auditor is not satisfied 100%. He is dissatisfied, unhappy regarding some matters. So he gives qualified audit report. The matters are not so important to make the accounts unreliable. That is a point to be noted. Auditor is not satisfied, but at the same time, the points of satisfaction are not very serious. So these points of dissatisfaction are not very serious. These points do not make the financial statement altogether unreliable. So this and the matters do not affect the true and fair view of the financial statements and accounts. So minor points are there on which the auditor is not satisfied. Then he gives qualified audit report. Okay. Number 3, negative or adverse report. So you have understood from the point, for the name itself it is clear, negative and or adverse report. Or the auditor gives a negative report. Some points are too much of dissatisfaction is there. For example, auditor writes this way: in view of so and so matters, the accounts do not give true and fair view. Auditor is giving this way a negative point. The accounts do not give true and fair view for this and regions. See, in the qualified audit report, auditor said some points are there of dissatisfaction, but accounts give true and fair view. But in negative or adverse report, auditor is saying accounts do not give true and fair view due to such and such matters. You are finding the difference? The matters are so important that the it may make the accounts unreliable. In qualified audit reports, the points of dissatisfaction do not make the accounts unreliable. But in negative or adverse report, the points of dissatisfaction make the accounts unreliable. Accounts do not give true and fair view. So the matters adversely affect the truth and fairness of the accounts. I am giving you one example. The auditor has seen, suppose everything is okay, but there is a very vital point missing in the accounts. For example, suppose there are huge bad debts and auditor has seen that bad debts are almost 50-60% of the total debtors. Okay. So you know, when there is chance of bad debt, the company or the organization should maintain a reserve for or provision for bad debts, isn't it? Provision for doubtful debt. So auditor is, suppose for example, auditor has found that there is no provision for doubtful debt, no provision for bad debt, but huge or 50-60-70% of the debtors have become bad debt. So that is a point auditor is saying that the books of accounts are not giving true and fair view. So this is a negative or adverse report. In case of adverse report, that you remember, auditor has to give the region specifically for which he wants to say that the report is adverse. The region should be specifically mentioned. And the last point, let us take it, disclaimer, DISCLAIMER. Disclaimer, you can also say there is no opinion. No opinion. You can find in some Google or some email or some information last, it is written a disclaimer. So disclaimer means no opinion. Here the auditor, due to some reasons, maybe that there was fire in the company, in the office of the company, and all books of accounts were burnt. And auditor is there. So what report he will give? Because here auditor cannot give any report. So he gives disclaimer. Hope you understood this point. Due to some regions, certain regions, accounts could not be verified properly. And there is no chance of accounts being verified by the auditor. So this will be disclaimer. When the auditor is unable to give an opinion or absence of any necessary explanations, maybe necessary information is not there, necessary explanations are not there, the auditor will give disclaimer or no opinion. In the audit report, he will write this way. He can write, for example, I'm just giving one example of report. The books of accounts and vouchers are destroyed in the fire in the premises of the concern and were not available for examination. In the absence of books and vouchers, we are unable to express our opinion on the accounts. So auditor is written that way. So this is an example of disclaimer. There may be many such examples of disclaimer. So you have got here, I have told about 4 types of audit report. Number 1 was unqualified audit report. This is good one. The clean audit report. Number 2 was qualified audit report. I discussed about negative or adverse audit report, and I also discussed about disclaimer or no opinion. So hope you understood. Please study from the book also. I've given a very brief idea, and you take your book also and listen to my lecture, and both will help you to make the concept totally clear. So thank you very much. All the best.